All right, guys, we are back with the semifinals of the Edison Format Players Championship at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Joey Linch on the left playing his signature Machina Turbo deck versus Sheriff Los on the right playing his signature Vayu Turbo deck. So Los won our previous two Players Championships. He's trying to go for the three-peat. We'll see if he can pull it off. And so for those guys who may be wondering, the Players Championship is every 3 months at our locals Epic Cards and Games. The 8 players with the most points the previous 3 months get invited to a single elimination tournament. We play for like extra prizes, basically. And yeah, Los has also been the 1 seed. He's had the most points all 3 seasons. So we'll see if being the 1 seed matters. All right, now let's get to the duel. Linch Card Troopers Los again after he attacked over the Vayu. And he attacks and he deprints the Card Trooper. I know some of you guys have been wondering where the Sheriff's been. He just hasn't been playing as much as he used to. He's been playing One Piece, but still, he was still the 1 seed even though he wasn't playing as much, which is crazy. All right, so here comes Gear Frame from Linch, and yeah, Linch, he's been. I'm glad to watch these two because Los dominated with Vayu, but Linch has kind of been like a force with this Machina deck as well. So let's see who's gonna move on to the finals. All right, so Gear Frame attacks directly for 18. Yeah, two of them. Obviously, right now, currently, Los has the most wins on the channel. Linch is like tied for 4th. And here comes Charge from Linch. Mills another Gear Frame. So we're 8,062. He adds Raiko off the charge. These two decks are really similar. I don't know which one I prefer. I actually think I might prefer the Machina deck. The only thing I didn't like the few times I've played the Machina deck is just Powder Avarice can get cloggy. That's about it. Alright, so here Los is kind of forced to get rid of the Grepher, so he discards the Kaios from his hand and then sends the Sirocco from his deck to the graveyard. Now he's going to activate activate Vayu's effect, get the Arm Wing. Attack over Gear Frame for 500. And he is not going to attack over the set monster. And here comes the main deck dev, which is becoming super common in Vayu decks. Almost everyone's playing 1. I've even seen some people play 2. So, let's see. Lynch's hand was what? Avarice, Gores. It was like Avarice, Gores. I think it was double Avarice. I think it was double Avarice, Gores, Fortress, and Force. So he discards Force to bring back Fortress. And here comes the Bottomless from Los. What else does he have? It's barely turn 1 on deck dev. So 3, 4, 5. So here Lynch is going to Regeki Break, discard Fortress, snipe one of Los's back rows. Let's see, Los. What is it? Oh, he's checking his banish pile. Did he snipe the return? Oh, it was return. Oh, man. Bullseye. He nailed that return because next turn, but here Los has Oppression. And now Lynch is forced to Solemn the Oppression. Why didn't Los Oppression the first? Oh, Los should have oppressed the first. Oh, no, I get it. He didn't want to flip. He didn't want to flip the Oppression because he had a return. So he was forced. Once he Regeki Braked the return, then he was like, okay, now I'm going to use the Oppression. It makes sense. So Lynch reveals activates the Avarice, hits Plague, and Gear Frame. That's a good trade. I mean, Plague's not the worst card to get deck dev. At least you can bring it back. Now he's got Gear Frame, and it looks like Los is going to take 800 from the Fortress. Attacking over the Grepher. Man, this is not looking good for the Sheriff. He's got 1 back row, 1 card in hand. Lynch has Gear Frame, Fortress, Gores, another Avarice. And yeah, I mean, this is looking bad for the Sheriff. His return's gone. Now, I don't know how many Darks are in his graveyard. That I can't tell, but he can still draw Burial, but even Burial doesn't do much against a Fortress. I mean, I guess he can make Armor Master and try and trade, but he's got the gear frame equipped, so. Yeah, Los needs, we'll see. We'll see if he can get out of this one. So he's reading gear frames effect. I think Lynch's gear frames are foreign. Now, who am I rooting for? I say that in every video. I'm usually rooting for someone. And I'm rooting for Los. I want to see him. I want to see if he can pull off the three-peat. Also, one thing, whoever gets the 1 seed gets to pick who his opponent is in top 8. And Los has picked his opponent the previous 3 times. And he won all 3 times when he picked his opponent. Usually you pick who you think is either A, playing a bad matchup, like they have a bad matchup against your deck, or B, whoever you think, this guy's probably the weakest link out of the 8 players. So luckily I've never been picked. Because I did qualify for the Players' Championships the previous. What's funny is I actually got the 2nd most points all 3 seasons. And this last season, because Los slowed down a little bit, I actually was ahead of him. Until the week I went to RBT New York, and Los got first after Swiss in both those tournaments that weekend, and he surpassed me. And I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man!" He had to get first in both tournaments to surpass me in the points. It was pretty unlucky. All right. So, anyways, here he gales the Fortress, hits the Cyber Valley off deck dev during Lynch's draw phase. So I think he's still got 1 more. Los has 2 back rows. And I think Los was trying to read if Gear Frame's effect was mandatory, and it is. I remember the same thing happened to me one time. To protect, if Gear Frame's effect to protect was mandatory. So here Los is using the Burial before he can like pop it in the damage step with Fortress. So Lynch has to decide, do I pop the back row or do I pop the Gale with Fortress's effect? So he chooses to get rid of the Gale. So he's not afraid of that back row. Now he pitches Force for Fortress. And yeah, he's got 1 more turn. He's still got the Gores and the Avarice. So he decides to say, screw it, I'm going to play my Pot of Avarice now. Because it goes till the end phase. So yeah, he wouldn't be able to activate it next turn either, right? So it's kind of like, just get it. Sometimes you just got to play it. Like, I remember I played against, I forgot his name. I think it's from the Chicago area. So he hits Lila. Oh, man. I think it was Lila and Yada. But yeah, I was talking about one of the guys that he and I drew at the Ultimate Time Wizard in Indy earlier this year. And he had Upstart, and I deck dev'd him, and he like didn't use his Upstart. He waited until the deck dev was over, I think. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember he didn't activate it right away. He held it at least. I do that sometimes too. All right, anyway, 3650 to 28. Los has 1 more turn on deck dev. We know Lynch's hand is Gores and Avarice. So right here, he can crash with the Fortress. And I've said this in previous videos. Sometimes Vayu struggles to deal with Gores, man. That's what I noticed. When I play Black Wings, because I've played all sorts of... You guys who've been watching my channel know I've played Hero Frogs. I've played Diva Hero Beat. I've played Vayu, and I've played Black Wings. I even played GKs once. Once or twice for fun. Actually, 3 times. I think I entered 3 locals with that deck. And Vayu, whenever I played Vayu, Gores would hurt me the most. Like, Frog's easily out. Ab-Zero takes care of Gores. You can Caius over it. I mean, Vayu can Caius over it too, but it's a lot harder to drop a Caius in Vayu. Versus Frogs, they just bring back Treeborn and shoot for Caius. And Black Wings can Icarus over the Gores or sometimes Collude over it. And Hero B have Spark. They can also bring out Ab-Zero. So yeah, because Vayu, we struggle against Gores more than the other decks. Alright, so here comes Armageddon Knight. Los. He already attacked when he crashed, so he's going to bring out the Silverwind. So now Los has no... or that's all Los has. Lynch has... I think he drew another Lila. So no, he drew Lila, Avarice. Oh, he's going to top for Plague. Okay. So... Ooh. Do you Goyo him here, or do you go for Brio and get rid of your Gores? You're at 3650. Burial's gone. Return's gone. I don't know. I might just go for Goyo and take the Armageddon Knight. You're drawing Lila. You have Gores. No. You're drawing Avarice. Okay. Yeah, I might. Okay, he's going to go for Brio. I think because he knows. Okay, I see why he did this. So let's say if he would have gone for Goyo, Los would have drawn Trooper. Oh, nice thing. The Necro to buy him some time. So you know Lynch is drawing into Pot Avarice, right? I'm trying to think. Would I... Do you... No, I don't think you can crash here. Because then you're at... Oh, never mind. I thought he was drawing Avarice. Oh, no, he used the Avarice. I'm dumb. No, he's drawing Lila. So he couldn't crash because it was game if he did crash. This will buy him some time. Now he's at 600. He's tearing down Lila or Brio. So he draws for Trooper, draws for turn. So I'm trying to think, had he gone for Goyo, I think he'd be in a worse spot. Yeah, because had he gone for Goyo, he would attack the Armageddon Knight. Low summons Card Trooper, crashes with the Silver Wind. Oh, yeah, he would have been in a worse spot, but then he draws Lila. Okay, so yeah, Brio kind of saved him there. I'm just seeing what the other, what would have happened had he gone for the Goyo. It just sucks he had to get rid of his Gores. That's the only problem. So he synchros for 6. Goyo attack over Brio. And yeah, now it's not looking good for Lynch. But I mean, Los did rip the Armageddon Knight. I mean, he drew 2 cards. He drew one off the Card Trooper and one for his turn. So now we're at 3150 to 600. So he attacks over Brio. And sets a back row and passes. And phase mills bottomless, heavy, and here Goyo attacks over Lila, leaving Lynch at 2050. Nice. That's one. End phase mills. Oh, what a mill. Vayu Turbo. All right, 2050 to 600. And Los has one back row. Is it Solemn? Wonder what it is. It's not Return or Burial or MST. Must be some trap card. MST's gone. Burial's gone. So Lynch decides to set a monster. So we're at 2050 to 600. Now, here he switches Lila to attack mode. Checking to see what's gone. Is Mirror Force? I don't think Mirror Force is gone. Neither is Torrential. So he's checking the graveyard. Is he gonna... I don't know the rest of Los's hand, but it looks like he's debating on not popping with Lila. So yeah, you can tell he's debating on maybe he wants to summon first. I mean, he's at 2050 to 600. And looks like Los is going to use Vayu's effect. And Lynch had the Torrential. No, it's Raikou. Oh no, now... Oh no, Los. I probably would have. I would have popped the back row, man. We'll see. Los is still up on cards, and we don't know Los's back rows, but yeah, I would have probably played it safe there and popped the Torrential. Maybe that rust is kicking in for Los. Alright, so Raikou's Los's set monster, which is a hamster, mills Raikou, Force, and Gear Frame. Does he still have a third Avarice in his deck? Oh, Gear Frame, that's a heck of a draw. So it reveals Burial, Trap, Dust Shoot. Yeah, let's say he pops the... I think Los wins. He pops in the back row, summons Armed Wing, attacks Raikou with Goyo. Oh, no, though. Yeah, and then he's forced to pop the Armed Wing to stay alive. And yeah, and I think the Sheriff wins that game. It's unfortunate. We'll see if he can pull off the backdoor 2-0 and get back to the finals. So here, Los goes first, game 2. Set to monster, set to back row. Charge from Lynch. Mills Gores. 2 1-ups. Gores and Card Trooper. And actually, Regeki breaks a 1-up, at least in Lynch's deck, because I think he only plays 1. Unless if he sides a second one. So he charges for Lila. Summon Lila. Target... Ooh, snipes the. Is that a dust tornado? And he's got like compulse. Yeah, he's got compulse. Fortress. And end phase, mills 3, mills 4. Hamster. Okay, one of the avarices is gone. And Linch loves needle sealing. And here he Raikos, pops the compulse, and looks like Linch is going to chain. Compulse put the Lila back in his hand. Los didn't mill. At least he milled Sirocco. It's not bad milling Sirocco. Now he gets a Vayu out of his hand. Man. That ending for that first game was crazy because Los was in trouble, man. But he top decked the Armageddon Knight when he needed it, and then I think he wins that game had he popped the Torrential with Lila. So here Linch special summons Fortress. So what do you think he said? Another Raiko or Hamster? So Linch decides to just hit over the Raiko for 23 to get that damage. He's probably gonna pass. That way, if it is a Raiko, Los is forced to either A, keep it face down, or pop the Fortress. I mean, Los has got a bunch of cards in hand, but it looks like he drew all monsters. Yeah, when Vayu draws all monsters, that's why I've ran 2 Raikos in the past, and people have given me heat for it. I don't want to say the curse word. I try to keep it PG, but yeah, people have given me complaints like, "Why are you only running 2 Raikos?" You know, like, I don't want to draw too many monsters in my Vayu deck. Because I see like most lists, they run like 23, 24, sometimes even 25 monsters. I try to keep it at like 21, sometimes 20. But I play Upstart as well, that's why. And the standard Vayu lists don't. Alright, 78, 57. And Los summons Armageddon Knight. We know he has Sirocco. Now what's crazy is since I know Lynch's side deck because we did his deck profile like a few weeks ago, I know he sides triple Crow. So I wonder if he's going to use the Crow here. He doesn't. He just sends Vayu and passes. So maybe his set is not Raiko. And here comes Lila. So Lila attack the Armageddon Knight. Fortress attack the Raiko. He mills all 3 Siroccos now are in the graveyard. Well, at least you're not going to draw Sirocco staring down Fortress. That's some good news. I mean, Linch has, 3 cards in hand, Fortress on the field, 1 back row. But then he can easily top deck an Avarice. He already has 5 monsters. So now Los set to finally draw some defense. It's got a back row, 1 set monster. How many Raikos are gone? That's what I would look at if I'm Linch. So Linch sets a monster and decides not to attack the set monster. How many? Okay, 1 Raiko's in there, 1 Hamster. So Los is going to probably use Vayu's effect here. 78-54. Should Los have summoned the Armageddon Knight there? I don't know. So here he Raikos the bottomless, mills double Cyber Dragon. Oof. You don't want to mill that right now when you're... So he discards the Plague from his hand. Okay, maybe this is why he sent the Vayu earlier. He probably had the Plague in his hand. Oh, no! Some of you guys have been watching my Edison videos for a while. I always say this. But when your Plague gets crowed, it hurts so bad. I've been thinking about siding it out game 2 and 3 when I played Vayu. You lose your Plague, and you basically skip your draw phase. It hurts. If I ever go back to Vayu, I mean, I probably will eventually. I still have the deck. I just don't play it as much anymore. Yeah, I might start siding out Plague game 2 and 3. So I don't get crowed. But the problem is you need it sometimes because... it's how you deal with field sometimes, like with Armageddon. How Los came back in that first game was because of Arma Plague and Card Trooper. I mean, All right, so here he Raikou, Los' D Prison, Mills Needle Sealing Gear Frame, and Chaos Sorcerer. I know Lynch likes to side in Chaos Sorcerer. All right, so Raikou crashes with Raikou. Fortress attacks over Greffer, so now we're at 78 to 46. All right, so Los knows what he's drawing because of Plague. One card. So, ooh, Burial. Okay, that helps a little bit. So, Plague, double Vayu. Tops for Plague. No response. Didn't we see Compulse? Or is that... Does he have Compulse? Does Los go for Thought Ruler? Dark End? Yeah, that's what Los is debating on. I mean, Thought Ruler, you're still going to get popped by Fortress. So, let's see. Does he go Dark End... Stardust, Thought Ruler. I think it's one of those three. Colossal in defense mode to stall. He could do that. But it always feels like such a bad play. When you bring out Colossal in defense mode, you're just stalling. So it looks like Los decides to go for the Dark End. Lynch has no response, so he sends the Dark End. Sorry, uses Dark End's effect to send the Fortress. Now he pokes him. Man, Lynch has nothing to stop him. Oh, he has this D Prison. Okay. So now we're at 78 to 46. I think Los is losing, so he's kind of like, I gotta... But see, me... When he didn't stop your Dark End, it's kind of like, you probably know he has D Prison back there. But what do? One thing Lynch said in his deck profile was that they have to attack you to beat you, which is true. Yeah, here Los got D Prisoned again. All right, 78-46. It's not over for Los though. He can draw a return. Burial is gone though, so he's going to bring out Armor Master, attack, and Lynch with the third D Prison. My God. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have expected the third one. All right, so we're 78-46. Yeah, Lynch, they're even in... Well, I guess Los went first, so Lynch is technically up a card. Yeah. Is that return? Did Los look at his banished pile? So here comes Yada, Lynch's favorite card. Heavy. I'd be a little afraid of return, though. Yeah, I'd be a little afraid of return, but that's just me. Los is looking at... He definitely has return. Because he's looking at his banished pile. He's looking at his extra deck. Yeah, he must have return. Or no, I think he just drew return. Yes, I think he just drew return. Now, if you're Lynch and you set a Raikou, do you snipe the new back row? Do you think he drew return? So Lynch is checking his banished pile. Let's... Oh, Heavy! Oh, no, it wasn't. Okay, so Los had Deck Dev, Rug, and Heavy Storm. And maybe Los was doing that. He was trying to get Lynch to Raikou one of the back rows instead of his monster. And Los concedes. So the three-peat is over. No three-peat for the Sheriff. He gets knocked out by Lynch. So we'll see how Lynch does if he'll win this season's Players' Championship. Yeah, I think only thing that I saw with Los was just that that game one, I probably would have Lila the back row just to play it safe. Because like if you look at a lot of cards were gone for Lynch. Like he only had a few cards left in his deck, so it's highly likely that he drew into Torrential. So that's like the only thing. Then you Lila, pop, Goyo attack over the Raikou. Since he's at 2050, right? He has to pop the Armed Wing. He pops the Armed Wing. It could have been Hamster too, but if it is Hamster, then same thing. Attack over the Hamster. You can take the Hamster if you want. And then Armed Wing, attack over the Raikou. Then he pops the Goyo, but you're still in a good spot. He's top decking, right? So yeah, I think Los definitely... That might have been Rust, I think. Because he has not played much Yu-Gi-Oh! The past month or so. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that match. And check out the link in the description. I have a coupon code for 5% off Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles and Yu-Gi-Oh! Product. at Epic Cards and Games. The code is my first and last name, one word, all caps, Oscar Zelaya. And yep, I'll see you guys next time.